Yes, you've clicked onto the right video. It is not a mistake. We have got another release in the soccer card community. This one is Panini Select for the Premier League for the 24-25 season. We're getting bombarded. Will this release hold up, or will it just fizzle out and be forgotten very quickly? We're back with another review, another deep dive, another analysis of another release. We've had quite a few lately, and we're certainly not slowing down. This one is Panini Select for the 24-25 season. On screen here, you can see the hobby box, which pretty much looks how it looks every year. So what's the breakdown of the hobby box? What's inside? You are guaranteed 3 autos or memorabilia and 5 numbered cards per hobby box. There's going to be 12 packs, 5 cards per pack, and you're looking at around 300 US per hobby box. So $450 Australian dollars for the hobby box itself. So it's pretty standard what we're getting in the hobby box. Every year, it's usually 3 auto or mems and 5-ish numbered cards. The price has remained the same, and I don't know whether this hobby box should be valued at the same price of Panini Prism, which was just released not too long ago. The reason for this is, in many aspects, Panini Prism is seen as the father, and Select is seen as the bastard child. Doesn't mean it's not any good, but it's just deemed a little bit lower in the ranking of releases from Panini. Only just a couple of weeks ago, I think 2, maybe 3 at a stretch, we got Panini Prism. So now we get Panini Select, and if scheduling runs as it's supposed to, we're going to have Panini Impeccable right around the corner after this. So Panini, thanks. You fucking trying to drain my wallet as a collector. Yeah, that sense of you're all about the money is really ringing in my ear right now.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
A little side note before we look at the cards and get into the checklist. It coincides with last week's video about FOMO. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. It's on the channel. But there has been 0 to little to no hype around this, which is a bit strange. I know there was a tiny bit of hype around the La Liga version of Select that was released last week, but I'd say that was only hype because everyone wants Yamal, everyone wants Mbappe, and everyone wants Endrick. But this current Panini Select Premier League, it feels like Panini are walking into the room and just nobody seems to care at the moment. Now, whether that is because they're genuinely not interested or is it because there's too much saturation going on with releases? I think it's because there's too much saturation, but I might be wrong. I am surprised the hype's not there. Some of the best cards that Panini do release are within this product, I believe. Stained Glass, The Visionary, just to name a few. So on your screen, we can see the design for this year's Select. It's not bad. I quite like that because they are clearly distinguishing the difference between Select and Prism. Apart from the obvious, it says Select at the top. But what I mean is they haven't gone lazy with their design. I'm looking at you, Tops, but that is what the base card looks like. Now, if you haven't checked out a Select release before, it says here, of course, this year we still get the Terrace, the Mezzanine, and the Field level cards. So that means there'll be 3 different looking cards within the base set, but also in the parallel set. Field level being the card that is horizontal. On your screen there, we see one of the parallels, one of the numbered variations. That one is a Philly Foden, and it says there included is Honeycomb and Vivid Tessellation. Vivid Tessellation is out of 15. So that must be Vivid Tessellation. I'm still not sure if I like that design. It's growing on me. I definitely think it's a little different, which is good because going back in future years, we'll be able to tell the 24-25 season because of that kind of swoosh that's behind Philly Foden. On your screen there, we see what the field levels are going to look like. I'm not sure if that's honeycomb. I don't think that's honeycomb. But there you go. That's what the field level is going to look like. And there's Archie Gray. Next up, we get to see what the future stars look like. There's Elliot Anderson of Nottingham Forest. That's okay. That's usually what future stars look like. That is one of the inserts. It's not bad. It's got a bit of a pop to it. I do like that they haven't gone over the top with the colour, but it is quite a pretty looking card. Next up is what the artistic impressions are going to look like this year. That, of course, is a case hit. I'm a little bit disappointed in it, not because I think it looks bad. I think it looks nice. But we had 2 years of artistic impressions roughly looking the same. And this one is a dramatic change from that. It's still got that artistic touch. You know, looks like a canvas painting of some sort in the background. But that's okay. I'm sure it will grow on me in time. But that is artistic impressions. So on screen there, you see the much talked about and in many senses controversial change to stained glass. It's very peacock looking. It is also stained glass looking, but it's got a lot of the collectors divided. I think it's okay. I think it will look bad, possibly, potentially, depending on the player and the kit they're in. Eze looks like he fits in there. It's a nice color whirl. So it's an okay one. I think it's growing on me, and the more I look at it, the more I'm a fan of it. Next on screen, we see Jamie Vardy, and that's what the autographs are looking like this year. It's not bad. I like how Vardy looks on that. In the last few days, I've seen a couple of other ones pop up online. Some of them, it feels like they've squeezed in that photo. So where Jamie Vardy is, I'll give you an example. The Berbatov in a Spurs kit, they've kind of shrunk him in really badly to fit him in. And I don't think the photo is a good choice. But for Vardy, it works. So that's one that I'd keep a close eye on for the player you're looking for or the team you're looking for. Make sure you like how it looks, because some of them look good, some of them not so much.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Next up is the auto memorabilia featuring Cole Palmer. Quite nice, quite a bit of color going on. I don't know if that is detracting from the card itself. And there's the patch, which unfortunately that will be a non-associated patch, so it's a napkin patch. But there's your Cole Palmer. And there is just your standard memorabilia. And again, it's a napkin patch, but that one I'm more of a fan of because the color scheme seems a little bit more sensible. That Cole Palmer we just saw before, while it's nice and impressive, I think the color is too much in the background. And of course, being non-associated goes against it as well. So there is what your memorabilia will look like. So let's have a look at how many parallels and numbered variations we're getting in this list. So as you can see there is quite a few that aren't numbered. Everywhere from blue to honeycomb, peacock, red ice, white sparkle, and zebra. And then you come down and you have your numbered parallels and variations. It's not as bad as Topps was with Chrome, but I still am not a fan of it because look at the number changes here. You've got an orange ice at a 155, yet a camo is at a 150. You got 2 bronze checker and green fluorescent are at a 125. I got 4 out of 10. I got gold, gold ice, gold mojo, and gold wave. I do like gold.
I love gold.
But that is a bit too much. And as you can see at the bottom, you've got your green and 101. Overall, it's about 30 parallels. So it's not shocking, as I said, but it also, it's probably a little bit too much. So let's get into this checklist itself. As you can see on screen, it says these are the base terrace players. We are getting 5 from each team, which I think is reasonable, but it will be a case of, is there some variation in that 5? Unfortunately for City fans, there's no De Bruyne, so that would be a bit gutting. But every other team, there's everyone you expect. Chelsea, you get Sancho and Nkunku. Newcastle, you get Bruno, Dan Burn. Manchester United, you get Garnacho, De Ligt. So pretty much what you expect. Next up is the mezzanine checklist. 5 different players from the previous checklist. Decent list. Come down, we see everything we expect. Liverpool, you've got Nunez, Alisson, Trent. Be interesting to see if people are going to want to collect that. West Ham, Chelsea, there's your Cole Palmer. Newcastle, there's your Isak. United, you get Højlund and Rashford. Could this possibly be the last Rashford card in a United shirt? Strong possibility. So here is your field level checklist. These are the horizontal cards that we saw with Archie Gray. Now, just looking there, I was about to say 5 from each club again, but there's not, which is rude and insulting to anyone that doesn't support these so-called bigger clubs. Arsenal get 5. Villa only get 2. Brentford only gets 1. Liverpool get 5. City get 5. It does feel like a bit of a kick in the teeth if you support one of the other clubs in the Premier League. Like, there's no Bournemouth there. Yeah. Look, people are going to love them. I think they're a great looking card. But just from a non-top 8 club stance, I think that's weak and disappointing. You're not helping collectors really get into it, because if I'm a Bournemouth fan, I'm gutted. I can't get a field level of any of my players. But if I'm a City fan, Spurs fan, United fan, yeah, I'm covered. But not everyone supports one of the big clubs. And I think that's important. These manufacturers don't forget. So now is autographed memorabilia. As we saw, that is the Cole Palmer we saw earlier. Yep, it's okay. I mean, it will look nice. It's a nice looking card. It's autoed, but remember, that's a napkin patch you're getting there. So pitch side signatures, these are the same as the field level. These are the horizontal autographs. Let's have a look what we've got. Mudryk's in there. He's not even playing for Chelsea because he's banned at the moment, but you can get one of him. There is a few legends thrown in here. You can already tell. There's a Teddy Sheringham in a West Ham shirt. Jari Litmanen in a Liverpool. Didier Drogba. Gianfranco Zola. That's okay. That's decent. I can see there's a few clubs missing, which is disappointing, but that is a decent list. That's your pitch side signatures. Now we have select signatures. Of course, you've got Haaland, Antony. Will that be his last United signature? Hazard at Chelsea. Hey, shout out to Tom Huddleston of Tottenham. Good to see him finally get a card. Stan Collymore. Absolute amazing player. If you are a fan of Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, and you have not checked out this man, go back and watch this man. So underrated, so underappreciated. It's just a shame that he had mental health struggles, which really hampered his career, but an absolute legend. I remember watching him as a young kid and just in awe of the things he could do. Nice list there for select signatures. Now it's just the signatures checklist. Everything you expect. Reasonably small list, only 30. So again, Some clubs aren't covered, unfortunately. Arsenal, fair amount. But there's your signatures. Time for dual swatches, or a lot of people may call it the dual napkin patches. We've got 10, and there's 20 teams in the Premier League, but only 10 teams are featured, unfortunately. It's okay. You know, I'm not chasing this stuff. I think it's pointless to have a napkin patch, but there is your dual. Next up is jumbo swatches. So these are big, chunky napkin patches. 30 cards in total. A bit there for everyone. Yeah. If you're into the big napkins, there's your list. Now we have select memorabilia. So we're not done with napkin patches just yet. There's another 30 here. Looks like 30 different players. These are the vertical patches, if my memory serves me correct. Sorry, we have more. These ones are swatches. So it's a napkin patch. Select swatches. Another list of 30 cards. Another change in the 30 cards. Yeah, it's decent. Duran is in here for Aston Villa. He is definitely not playing in the Premier League. He's out in Saudi. Yao Felix. I think he's at Milan still. Or is he coming back to Chelsea? Chelsea fans, let me know. Like, I think he was loaned to Milan. But do they have a buy option or a buy obligation? But he's coming back to you. So there's your select swatches. Now we're into the inserts and case hits. First up is artistic impressions. 25 cards. Let's see if every team is covered. Nope. It is not. It looks there like maybe 7 teams are covered, which is disappointing because, as I said earlier, you're not covering all the fans in the Premier League doing this. You're really you're spitting in the face of people who don't support one of these clubs. Like, where's the Nottingham Forest one? Now we've got the equalizers insert. This one has a couple of parallels available to it, all the way from a red wave of 49 to a black 1 of 1. Decent list. They can look really good, the equalizers, especially if you're able to get a gold, a green, or a black. There's a selection. Now is select future checklist, which is basically an insert that is covering the rookies or the new to the league players. It's okay. Adam Wharton, what a gun he is. He's in there. Now is snapshots. This is a new insert. Who do we get in this one? Pretty good. Nice little list of 25 players. So look out for that one. That's a new insert. Now we've got the stained glass case hit. 30 cards. Looks like, again, only maybe 8 or 9 clubs of the 20 are featured, unfortunately. But you've got some big names. Next case hit is team badges. They're back again. There is the 20 clubs. Thankfully, they actually gave all 20 a badge, because that would have been rude. If they did team badges, they're like, nah, fuck these teams. We're only doing 10. And they did that as they've done in all the other case hits. But team badges are a case hit. All 20 clubs featured. So Ipswich fans, Fulham fans, Southampton fans, get onto it. Get your team badge. Next insert is unstoppable. It's okay. We've got De Bruyne, Justin Kluivert, Gibbs White, Cucurella, Harvey Barnes. And the last case hit to look at is the visionary case hit. 25 featured. As we've said, and I've said it too many times, not every club featured. But big names, Van Dijk, Haaland, Sonny Boy, Isak, Mitoma, Foden, Wayne Rooney, Ian Wright, Drogba, Aguero, and Van Persie. Big name players there. That's another case hit. So taking all of that into account and the things we've said earlier, what are we going to score this release? As we know on this channel, there are 3 factors that come into play when we give our review. Number 1, it is a big insult that you release a Premier League product and then in so many of those case hits, so many of those inserts, you're not featuring all teams in the Premier League. It's just unacceptable. Like, no way about it. Every team should be featured in some way, whether it's one card or 5 cards from each team. Every team needs to be featured in inserts, case hits, autos, all of those things. So that is very disappointing to see. Panini, again, haven't featured everyone in the Premier League. Number 2, while the print run isn't as ridiculous as Topps Chrome or isn't as ridiculous as Panini Prism was, it's still on the verge of a little bit of a piss take. For example, an out of 90 and an out of 85 card. I wouldn't say it is insulting, but I definitely don't think it's a win for this product. You kind of teetered just on the edge there. So print run definitely plays into this score. And number 3, I understand, Panini, that your official licensing from the Premier League is running out in June/July, which is around the corner. But you fucked up with the release of Prism. Like, you kept delaying that. But because you kept delaying it, you've now got to the point where you're giving us 3 Panini Premier League releases within a month. We just had Prism, we've got Select, and we've got Impeccable on the way. Too much. You've crammed so much in at once that it's silly. You've gone Billy bonkers with the amount of shit you've released. You couldn't get your game right and your releases right and give them a bit of air. So that is a big factor in this score as well. So what do we give this out of 5? It's a 3.5. It's just above average. It was too much of a stretch, I think, to give it a 4 out of 5. The color and design is different. They've actually thought outside the box, made things a bit different. The case hits are always great cards to add to your collection. There is some big positives. Some of the legends are great to have. But then some of the negatives really knock it down. Like I said, print run, not quite there. It's a little bit too much. The price of the hobby box, I think, is too much. $300, the same price as Prism, I don't think is acceptable. And you're just giving me too much at once. Panini, 3 releases in a month is ridiculous. I do think we might look back on this once Topps has control and be like, oh, remember those days when we used to get 3 in a month? Instead, now we get 8 in a month. What do you guys think about this release? Do you like it? Are you a fan of previous years? Are you not a fan of it? Are you not going to bother getting any of these cards? Sound off in the comments down below. Let me know as always. I love hearing from all of you guys. And that's it. This has been Totally Football Cards. My name's Jeremy. Yeah, buddy. Let's get it.